depressing moment in our history, a depressing moment of this year. We are at day 194 of Israel's war on Gaza. Again, day 194 of Israel's war on Gaza. For those that don't know, who don't follow me here, normally we call it the war on Gaza precisely because that's what's happening. We refuse to echo the talking points of major mainstream corporate media outlets to call this the Israel-Hamas war. That's not what this is. We do not stand in line with the mainstream corporate outlets that talk about this like it's a fight against terrorism. No, this is a full-out genocide. This is a war against the Palestinian people. And specifically, it's the war on the territory known as the Gaza Strip. And so every single night, we're going to give you the coverage. We're going to give you the analysis. We're going to give you the points. We're going to give you the people. We're going to break down what's going on in Israel in the midst of this awful humanitarian and diplomatic crisis. Not to mention just flat out war is bad. But on day 194, I want to cover a couple of things, and I want to begin with the numbers. As of today, 33,843 Palestinians have been killed. Again, 33,843 Palestinian people have been killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7th. 76,575 have been wounded since October 7th. And of course, the death toll in Israel from Hamas's October 7th attacks stand at 1,139, and dozens of people remain captive in Gaza. So we want to lay that out. The thing that I'm always struck by, the thing that I always mention is the numbers never stay the same. They damn sure can't go down because deaths don't change in that way. But what they could do is remain stagnant. And yet every single night we see more and more death, more and more problems, more and more violence. And almost all of it is preventable. Almost all of it is foreseeable. Almost all of it has an alternative that makes sense. I'm going to give you a couple of examples as we talk about this. About 20 people have been killed in Israeli attacks on homes in Rafah, Maghazi, and Gaza City since Tuesday afternoon. So in the last 24 hours, we've seen 20 people killed in major cities. Rafah is at the southern border. It is the most important, among the most important cities in the Gaza Strip. Anyway, 20 people have been killed since yesterday. Separately, at least 7 law enforcement officials tasked with protecting aid and 2 bystanders, both of them have been killed in an Israeli army attack in Gaza City. That's according to Gaza's Ministry of Health. Fighters in Gaza continue to launch rockets into southern Israel. 2 missiles fired from the Palestinian territory on Tuesday caused no damage. These are the types of actions, the types of stories that do set people back. It's so much to be said. It's actually so much to be said. Let's talk a little bit about what it means for there to be so many deaths in the last 24 hours. Rafah is consistently facing the specter of a ground invasion, which would create a humanitarian catastrophe. It would create a humanitarian crisis. That's always looming. And then on top of that, we're beginning to see more homes bombed again. We're starting to see other things that we think are troublesome. And when fighters launch rockets into southern Israel as an act of resistance, Israel is making careful note of it, and they've managed to galvanize the international community to make it seem as if Israel was an innocent agent in this, as if Israel was just standing there minding their own business. And suddenly Iran just started swinging, when in fact, Iran's actions are retaliation from the embassy being attacked in Damascus in Syria. So again, we need to tell whole stories if we're going to do this kind of work. The video is said to have shown, this is 13 minutes ago, based on some colleagues I had from Al Jazeera. They said, in fact, they shared footage which appears to show a white phosphorus bomb being used in an attack on southern Lebanon. That is scary. Human Rights Watch has long accused Israeli forces of using white phosphorus munitions in Lebanon and in Gaza. We didn't know if it was happening in the Gaza Strip. We still can't prove it. I can't anyway. But Human Rights Watch is on that ass, is all I can tell you. Anyway, family, not a lot for updates tonight, not because this stuff isn't important, but because there simply isn't a lot to update you on because we cover it every single night. But I'm grateful for your support. Please check out the Gaza update, and please check out Night School every single night, Monday to Friday at 10:30 p.m. Hit the like button, spread them algorithms out, hit the subscribe button so you can get notifications. You can be part of, what we do here. And of course, hit the join button because MLH official family membership grants a lot of stuff that I think you might value. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. We'll talk on the move. Peace.